Hello ladies and gentlemen, Grim here, and today we're going to talk about the boss Batman fight, because this fight can be a not so difficult fight actually if you know how to play it, and in today's video I will hopefully teach you how to play this. We're going to first talk about how to build the team for this, and then we're going to talk about how to play the fight. And in terms of playing the fight, we will have 4 variations. We will have a variation with combo interruptions, because that's going to be the most optimal one, and we'll have a variation without combo interruption, because not everybody can do combo interruption. You can't really force people into learning it. So we'll take a look at with and without combo interruptions, and then we'll take a look at with and without artifacts, because not everybody has firebox, but if you do, this fight will be very easy for you. So with all that being said, and you might be like, Sigval, that's so nice of you. You played some of your pips unoptimally and dealt less damage just to show us that. Nah, bro. I was so hangover today I couldn't combo interrupt, so that's why we're doing this, but we're doing it. So with that being said, let's get into talking about the team composition. Okay, so this fight is going to be very similar to fighting phase 2. But one thing is not going to be the same, and that is the ability disable. This fight is not going to disable any of your abilities. So the most optimal team setup for this, actually I don't think is the biggest damage dealing, or it might not be, because Black Manta might perform better. But the thing that most people are going to have access to is going to be the King team. And King of Lands Aquaman specifically is going to be so good for this, because he's got a revive that will help him out survive, and he deals tons of damage with his special tree, and he's overall great raid character that will be available to everybody. So how do we pair this up? In phase 2, usually the strategy is you pair him up with Shazam and Dr. Fate. You let Dr. Fate die, so you don't get him tagged in randomly also, and then you use Shazam as a tank. And that's mainly done in phase 2 because of the fact that Brainiac does armor piercing damage with his abilities, and at the same time you are going to get one ability locked at random. So if you put King in there alone and let him be the only character alive, then you might die, or you might get your special tree disabled. So that's why we use this Shazam strategy in phase 2. But over here there will be no need for Shazam strategy, because Batman doesn't have armor pierce abilities, and they are easy enough to predict if you're careful enough. And at the same time you will not have that fear of one of your abilities be locked. The only, if you try everything in this video and everything fails for you, then you can try the keeping King and Shazam alive, exactly how you do it in Special 2. If you don't know about it, I'll link a video down in the description. But since we're not going to do that, we're going to keep King of Lands Aquaman as the only character alive, because the fact that you are going to get your character tagged in and out at random is really not going to benefit you having more characters alive. So we're going to put other characters in his team, but we're going to put them only to give him the passive bonuses. And the other 2 characters are going to be Dr. Fate, of course, for the power reduction that he's going to give you, with his gears removed that you'll be able to see. Mine even has the gears removed because I used him on this fight previous to this video. And Just League Flash. You can put either Just League Flash or Shazam. It doesn't really matter that much. You can also put Classic Superman in there if you want to, and do the 2 special 2s with Classic Superman at the start of it. But as far as I was able to kind of experiment with the fight so far, Just League Flash and Dr. Fate will be the best fit, because he's not going to benefit that much from the Shazam attack increase if you got one of the new artifacts. If you don't have one of the new artifacts, then maybe you Shazam instead of Just League Flash, but at the end of the day it's going to be pretty much the same, and it's not going to change the gameplay one bit. But yeah, with that being said, let's get into the fights. So, getting into this, here is my King, and he's got the firebox for this fight equipped. This is the Just League Flash, who's got like a regen matrix, so King revives with more health. Again, those are not really necessary. The firebox is going to, neither the firebox is going to be necessary in this fight, and like you could do this without any artifact. Like with this strategy, it's going to change next to no gameplay, and we're going to get into the combo interruption variant. So at the start of the fight, I'll let both my other 2 characters die. Like if you got a very high level artifact of the new ones, like the Kryptonian artifacts, then maybe use only Dr. Fate in this team and don't use a third support character, because that will make it so it takes too much time for them to die, and it's actually to the point where it's not beneficial for you. Like if if your three characters, two of the three characters are not dead by the 2 minutes and 20 seconds mark at the latest, then you most likely are better off with only one character, because you're losing too much damage. So we're going to combo interrupt this guy. This was recorded yesterday when I was still able to combo interrupt. Hopefully I'll get back my gamer abilities later today. But as you can see, we're just combo interrupting him. Like the combo interruption, I've explained it many times, is just blocking the first hit and then re-engaging the combo. You want him to be in the corner, and again, right now the firebox does not play any role into me being able to combo interrupt. Absolutely no role played into this by the firebox. You can do this with any artifact, you can do this without an artifact. You just have to block the first hit, and then immediately as he's trying to do his second hit, start hitting him. I got some guides on the combo interruption, just search it on YouTube at this point. But the kind of an easy way to do this is to start attacking yourself when you hear him doing a basic attack, because there will be a sound of him doing a basic attack. So yeah, we're going to ideally go in this fight with 2 special 2s at the start, or 3 special 2s, or even 4 special 2s sometime, it doesn't really matter. And then only special 3s, and when you are at max stacks, you should use your super move to deal optimal damage. But if you're struggling with this and you think that using the super move will put you into a dangerous position, because again you have to push him all the way to the corner again, then don't do the super move. Like, this advice goes with a lot of things in just 2 Mobile. If you are not able to do it properly and it hinders your gameplay, like don't do that in that specific scenario. Like, of course, try to get better and do it in the future, but for now, try to practice it in places where you failing it is going to yield not so punishing results. But yeah, again, combo interrupting him. Like, if you want to practice combo interruption, you go to the story mode, and you'll have plenty of fights where you fight combo interruptible characters. Like the Harley versus Scarecrow fight is a good one. The Flash versus Captain Cold is also a good one. But yeah, this was with combo interruption with the firebox. Now let's take a look at combo interruption without an artifact. And you might be like, Sigvald, why are you putting claws in there? You said without an artifact. I put claws in there to deal a little bit more damage. This is not going to change the gameplay by 1 bit, and you can totally do this without any artifact, but most likely you're going to have a damaging artifact laying around if you don't have the claws in there. Just don't put firebox. Like, you can use Amulet of Might, you can even use Amulet of Arcane if you randomly got it at high level and it's your only damaging artifact. Me having claws here just makes me deal a little bit more damage, and it's not even that much additional damage. And if you worry about the fact that I got an Astro Harness on, and that gives me a lot of passive buffs, again, I don't think I get anywhere close to dying in any of those fights, and I always get one-shotted at the same time by the super move of Batman, so it just makes me deal more damage. And on the other account, we'll just have a level 1. When we get into the next fights, we'll have just a level 1 artifact with low-end bonuses like the bullets, so that will make no difference. And again, in this one, we're going to combo interrupt him. You might have a little bit more trouble placing him in the corner without the firebox, but using claws over here will make you deal more damage than firebox on average. And the thing with this fights, and in general with combo interruptible fights, if the enemy is in the corner, then you're going to have a really good time with it, and if you do it properly. But if the enemy is not in the corner, then you might have some problem combo interrupting, because they are going to have a chance to back away after they do the first hit on you, and that can be annoying. Again, using super move here straight out of the gate, and I keep on pounding this dude. Like, honestly, the Claws of Horus is going to be harder than the Firebox, because it's going to be far more punishing. Like, the Firebox is also going to help you with the fact that if you get stunned by this dude, you're going to get that stun removed by the Firebox debuff removal. But if you don't have if you screw up with Claws, like, it's going to be pretty much a game ender, because he can just chain stun you, because this boss can do that. This boss is going to do that to you. He's going to just spam special 2 on you until you're dead. Going for a super move here, kind of a risky move considering I'm using claws, and over there I get interrupted. Thankfully that was not a special 2, that would have been the end of me pretty much. But yeah, I re-engage the combo here, but again, Claws is going to be a very hard fight compared to the Firebox. The Firebox is going to help you so much more. It will make it easier for you to get him in the corner before you start the combo interruption, and at the same time it's going to allow you to escape the stuns, and it's going to regen some health when you're low. So I really recommend Firebox for this. Like, if you're like nitpicking like me, who's like, oh, I might lose this fight if I use this artifact, but if I do a good job I'm going to do like 2 more million damage and take like a 50-50 chance to do worse for 2 million additional damage, then go ahead, my dude. All the more power to you, but if you're on the safe choice, go for the Firebox. And with the Firebox, in case something goes wrong and you're very low on health, you still can transition to a non-combo interrupting strategy. With Claws you can't really do that easily. Like, with Claws you either start with it because you can't do it after you're low on health. But yeah, pretty decent chunk of damage there. Now we're moving on to the art count, and on this one I'm going to use... like, why didn't I show the stats there? I think I showed them at the start at some point before this fight, but you'll see them right in the next fight because it's the same team. Like, I got like level 1 Kryptonian bullets, and that's going to be the Apocalypse artifact that I have, giving me 500 more attack and a little bit more health. And on this dude I got the Firebox. And I put 2 characters in here because I can really afford it with the timer, because this is just a level 1 artifact that are going to die fast. So let all your characters die, as I said previously. That was a little bit unlucky because we got tagged into a stun there, but it's okay, we'll recover. So we have let all our characters die here. And we're going to engage a combo here, going for a special 3 because we had the power. Now I'm going to back off 3 times, and as soon as he lands I'm going to re-engage the combo with him. Like, not using combo interruption here, and this I think is by far the safest one you can do, because there is no way that he will use a special if you do it right. Keep in mind, you need to have the right timing for this. Like, over there I did it too soon, I think. I did it too soon. Like, the Batman can't do a special 1, a special 2 or a special 3 after the jump attack. But as soon as he lands on the ground and he sees that you are at distance, he will not do anything because none of his abilities are going to be ranged abilities, like, except for the special 3, but he barely ever uses the special 3 and he prefers to use it at close range. Anyways, so you need to let him jump. And as soon as his feet hit the ground, but not later, because if you do it later then he might block. As soon as his feet hit the ground, but remember, not while he's in the air, not half a second later after his feet hit the ground. That's going to be the go-to signal for you to engage with the swipe right, and then back off 3 times and do that again. It's important that you back off 3 times while you keep pressing block. Like, why do we keep pressing block while we swipe back? Because if you keep pressing block while you do swipe back, then you're going to grant yourself a faster swipe back animation, and that's a must. So you swipe back after you finish your combo, you swipe back 2 or 3 times. 3 times it's usually the go-to, and as soon as his feet land on the ground you're going to engage the combo and you're going to have a good time. And I guarantee he's not going to do anything to you if done properly. If he does any abilities to you, then you are not getting that timing right. And with this, you just do this, and sometimes when you get enough energy for a special 3, you do it. You also use the super move. Like, this is the safest strategy, and you can use the super move very early. And you might be like, well, you haven't used your super move early already? Like, look, dude, I'm hangover in this fight. I literally forgot that the super move button was there. But ideally, with King, you want to do your super move as soon as possible. But again, if that puts you in danger, just do it at the end of the fight. Right now I'm figuring out that I haven't done the super move and I don't even have enough energy to do it still. But yeah, this way for this strategy. This is by far the safest strategy that you can use, but and will be the second one in terms of damage, and this is in case you don't have a Firebox. Again, we're going to use here the Claws of Horus, because I want to deal some damage while doing this fight, but again, it's not going to be a huge impact, and it's not going to change the gameplay at all. I'm using only one character because my Apocalypse artifact in this fight is going to be like the Astro Harness, and that's going to give my characters a bunch of health, and having two of them would have actually costed me too much of the fight's time to be worth it. And with this strategy, you just start off with 3 special trees and try not to really try not to get hit by his abilities. Like this one is going to be kind of demanding for you to know how to play the game properly. That's why Firebox is going to make your life so much easier. And if you don't really grasp the engine of the fight system yet, you are better off trying to learn to do the combo interruption. Like, you learn the combo interruption faster than you will get good enough to do well in this particular fight, like I'm doing here. And like, you can avoid a lot of Batman's abilities by backing off. You can block a lot of his abilities, but I'm gonna be fair with you here. If you don't have an Apocalypse artifact, which I have in this fight, which gives me, I think it gives me around 10k additional health, which is not even double the health that I have, but it's going to be pretty decent. If you don't have that, you might die much sooner than I do, because this guy still deals some damage to me. Like, this is also a dangerous thing. Over here, this is a dangerous variant. Like, I would argue it's a little bit more dangerous than the combo interruption if you're doing the combo interruption decently. As you can see there, I managed to dodge his special one. And you're going to just have a hard time overall trying to survive the entire fight. And if you do a mistake, you're going to receive some hard punishment. Like, if you die before he uses the super move and you don't have the revive available, then make sure you use your super move before he uses his, so you lock him, and then you're left with whatever time is left of the fight. But yeah, I really recommend, like, if you're looking for big damage, do the Firebox combo interruption, and if you're looking for big save, the Firebox non-combo interruption. So here we are back over here, and I hope you found this guide useful. Like, let me know down in the comments if you found this useful, share it with your league mates, it might be helpful for them, and I really hope I managed to teach you how to have a good time against Batman. Again, out of all the strategies that I presented, the safest one that I recommend for playing the safest is the Firebox non-combo interruption, and the one for high damage that I recommend is the Firebox combo interruption. Like, close deals a little bit more damage, but adds too many risks compared to the Firebox to be worth it. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!